The darkness is coming back. We will not survive it this time.
Its armies surround us. The Fallen are just the beginning.
What can I do?
You must push back the darkness. Guardians are fighting on Earth and beyond. Join them. Your ghost will guide you. I only hope he chose wisely.
I did. I'm sure of it. We're in this together now.
Hey gamers, this is Brent from Short Pause with some first week impressions of Bungie's highly anticipated sci-fi shooter, Destiny. While Bungie has repeatedly stated that Destiny is not an MMO, there are enough similarities to one that we feel it's best to review it as such. The reason we've decided to go that route is because there is so much to Destiny, it would be a disservice to try and blast through it for the sake of a first week's review. While most of you watching more than likely picked up the game on launch day, we want to make sure we give those who are on the fence or waiting for a later date purchase a thorough breakdown leading up to our review. With that said, let us begin. When you first boot up Destiny, you'll be asked to choose a class to play as, of which you'll have 3 options to choose from: Titan class, Hunter class, and Warlock class. Each class has an array of special abilities and subclasses you'll want to take into consideration when choosing. But worry not, you are not restricted to one class only, so you may create one of each so that you can figure out which best suits your style of play. Once you've chosen your class, you'll be able to customize them further by gender, race, and an assortment of other visual aesthetics. There's much to choose from, although it's not the deepest customization we've seen in a game. I would have liked the ability to personalize my character a little more, like with facial hair and such, but regardless, I was happy with the options given. Arguably the most important aspect of any game, even more so in shooters, is the gameplay, and Bungie has proven once again to be capable of giving gamers a control scheme that is tight and responsive, as well as a host of weapons, armors, and unlockable abilities. There are a variety of weapons to use, whether it is your primary weapons, special weapons, or heavy weapons. Everything from fully auto assault rifles, bursting pulse rifles, charging fusion rifles, shotguns, rocket launchers, sniper rifles, and powerful handguns are at your disposal. Weapons that are rated uncommon or higher also have special perks that can be unlocked when used over time. While the loot drops aren't as frequent as, say, Borderlands, it still happens just enough to keep you grinding. I also like that I am not oversaturated with loot drops because it allows me to upgrade the weapons I already have to experience their true power when maxed out. Shooting feels great in Destiny. L2 and R2 are used to aim and shoot respectively, while the L1 button is used to throw grenades and R1 is used for melee attacks. Because of a cooldown system, you have to use your grenades tactically, as opposed to just spamming away, and I love that. Your second melee ability also has a cooldown. For an example, while you're the hunter, if you're engaged with an enemy up close, using the melee will result in your standard one-handed stab. If your enemy is a little further away though, your melee attack becomes a throwing knife which does even more damage. It's a nice ability to have if you're being bum rushed by hordes of thralls. Early on, the variety of enemies has been plentiful, each with their own attacks and strafing styles, but the AI does leave something to be desired. I have encountered a few cases of flanking and retreating to cover when their shields are disabled, but for the most part, lower level enemies prefer the suicidal pack hunter approach, hoping to overwhelm you with numbers rather than strategy. Higher level enemies, like hive leaders, will duck in and out of cover when attacked, but ultimately are saved by the fact that they are bullet sponges that are able to deal heavy damage. I was never a fan of the multiplayer found in Halo, so when my friend told me that the gameplay featured in the Crucible was very much Halo inspired, I went into Destiny with zero interest in competitive PvP. However, my love for online shooters pushed me to give it a try and I came away very impressed. The action is frantic, the maps are varied and incredibly well designed, and any equipment you've unlocked in the story mode is available to you in the Crucible. There are no custom loadout sets or score streaks, this is just mano a mano, which is definitely my thing. The one issue I do have with the multiplayer, however, is the selection of game modes, or lack thereof. As of this video, I've only been able to unlock 3 of the 4 game modes, which seems a bit sparse considering the developer and the development time of Destiny. The mode Salvage was unlocked this weekend, but I have yet to play that and will cover it in the next video.
Zone A
Other than multiplayer, there are 3 other options to play, 2 of which I will cover in this video. The first is patrol missions, and each planet has 1. This mission area is the same as the areas featured in all of the story missions for each planet, so the only real variety comes in the form of randomly generated missions that you can complete for XP and loot drops. Even though patrol missions exist for grinding or completing bounties, they are the least interesting areas of the game to me, simply because the missions become repetitive and seem sort of undercooked. One mission may task you with eliminating 100% of the enemies in an area, which sounds great, but with so few enemies in a given area, you either have to run to another area on the map or wait for the last batch to respawn. Other missions will have you simply hiking across the map to a specific area where you'll have to stand there and survey an area until that too says it's 100% completed. It's nice to be able to explore the world and the level on hand, but these missions just aren't as fun or as engaging as the story missions or strike missions. We will also cover strike missions in the next video as well.
Well done.
Story missions are a little more linear in terms of go there and kill that, but at least you know you're progressing the story. It also feels a little more organized than patrol missions. The sense of progression through the story is much more rewarding both in terms of XP earned and as well as for narrative purposes. Speaking of narrative, so far the story is pretty interesting, but I wouldn't quite put it on the level of Mass Effect or Uncharted. Still, it's not a total snooze fest, and Peter Dinklage seems to have raised his game for the final product. This game looks phenomenal and runs incredibly well, and I experienced no frame rate dips or screen tearing. And if you like theatrical music, the soundtrack in Destiny is nothing short of epic. It adds an extra level of intensity when you reach a particular tough boss battle. The way the game looks, sounds, and feels, Bungie has nailed the sci-fi vibe they aimed for, to the surprise of nobody. According to the Destiny app, I've spent about 12 hours playing, and I'm only on the 3rd mission on the moon. It's very easy to get lost doing many things in Destiny. I've gone back and played older missions with friends who are new to the game. I've spent some time playing PvP in the Crucible, and I've been playing strike missions relentlessly, which I cannot wait to talk about next week. Overall, I've had a great time playing Destiny so far, and I'm excited to see where it goes from here. If you like this video, please let us know by clicking the like button, and let us know in the comments below what you think of Destiny so far. Keep it tuned to Short Pause as we continue our review and progress of Destiny. Thank you for watching.
We may want to move